On the call, here are Brandon Gotton and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. First carry now for Doug Martin. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And one advantage for this offensive unit is the big target, Mike Evans.
Play to his strength, his size and catch radius. Throw it up there, let him go get it.
Now it's 2nd and 7. They run it again with Martin. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. On 1st and 10, Winston completes this one to Cecil Shorts. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll make it second down.
That was not a completion that results in a highlight video. But at the same time, if you have those kind of completions all game long, eventually one of them might turn into a highlight.
Second down now after the pass completion. Now Jameis on second down. And Blake, the tight end's got it. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
First down. Here's the run with Martin. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Second down following the run. Again, it's Martin. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Stephon Tuitt came out of Notre Dame as another one of those really tall defensive ends, and you just wondered, would they be able to have the leverage to bend and make plays? I think he just gave us an answer with that tackle.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It goes as a gain of 8 that moves the chains.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And he hits his target. This is Luke Stocker. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. Back to the ground, Martin. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
They run again on first down, Martin. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And the starting defensive unit here for Pittsburgh.
Ryan Shazier ran so fast at his combine that many people thought someone actually ran for him. He's a linebacker who ran sub 4.4, and he uses that speed to make plays all over the field.
And this seemingly endless drive continues. Second down, Winston. Escaping the pressure right. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
The 13th play now coming on this opening drive. Here's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Winston. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And it's no good. Aguayo pulled it wide to the left. And this will remain a scoreless game. That opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
Here's the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. Le'Veon had 31 touches in Week 7. He had 21 carries on the ground, Charles, but also 10 receptions for 68 yards.
Is there anything he can't do well on the football field?
I don't think so.
He is pretty impressive, isn't he? Because I saw him reshape his body after being at Michigan State. He was a bigger, thicker power back, and now he does it all. Can shift, can move, catch the football, and he's picking up the slack, too, because D'Angelo Williams, who picked up the slack for him earlier this year, he's out with an injury.
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. And this is caught by Martavis Bryant. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
Nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Green with a catch left side. And he is out of bounds just a yard or two shy of the 30.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out. Play clock winding down. They snap it at 1. Now it's Roethlisberger. He's got time. Green's got it over the middle. And down inside the 15 he goes. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a 1st down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Le'Veon Bell, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
Yeah, the man out of the backfield gets in for the score. That's fielded in the end zone. So out come the Bucs now. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Here's Martin as they begin on the ground. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
And there's a good opportunity to just win a ride there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on 3rd after that incompletion. Winston from the gun on 3rd down. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Jameis to throw it. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. You know, Charles, a quick glance back in Week 7, an inordinate number of turnovers. On Sunday alone, 39 in 13 games. That's 3 a game. So a lot of teams looking to clean up play a little bit.
Well, we always hear coaches talk about ball security. I mean, you can't go to a production meeting or a press conference and not hear that. But at the same time, what you don't hear as loudly, but preached as fervently, taking the ball away, raking it out of their hands, knocking it out. That's what the defensive guys are doing. So both sides continuing to try and get better.
A 2nd down throw for Winston. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. So incomplete on second down. Now they'll look to convert here on third. On third down, Winston. Open man, it's Stocker. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that third down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a first down.
Third time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on third, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
One receiver left, 3 to the right. On 1st and 10, Winston. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Throwing again, Winston on 2nd and 10. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. On 3rd and 1, here's Winston. Stocker's got it, complete. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
To throw is Winston. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. He had a big week 7 in Mike Evans. 2 touchdowns, 96 yards.
He can flat out go. And when you look at him and you see the size, he's about 6'5". You wonder if he can run. Yeah, try and keep up with him. Not only that, his catch radius is really phenomenal. And with Vincent Jackson, their true number 2 receiver, out now with injury, Mike Evans' targets are likely going to go up.
To the air again with Winston. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll go down at the 28. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
And incomplete here on 3rd down. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it's 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they run successful.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Now Winston on 4th down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. From the red zone now, Winston. And incomplete, he dropped it in the end zone. And the tight end, Luke Stocker, was the target. And it's 2nd down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. One man on the backfield. That's Martin. He'll get the football here. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now Winston. And a catch right side by Evans. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, and you're not getting too many attempts shorter than that one. I don't think anyone got a finger on it. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. And Bryant's got it over the middle. And he's brought down after a good gain. A nice gain of 21 yards. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is not with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing over the middle. He can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker. And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL, and a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
Brown, the lone receiver, left. On second down, Roethlisberger. Bryant has it. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Here we go.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. The Steelers call here on the Aussie, Australian-born Jordan Berry now to punt this one away.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Evans is alone to his right. Now a second down throw for Winston. They set up the screen to Martin. 23 yards on the play. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. And they're going to go soft on the corners. Jameis to throw it. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to wind up and air it out. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. And the Steelers signal for another timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. Winston gives to the tailback, Martin. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4.
Special teams coaches spent a lot of time scheming things up, but this was just a bad return. Now the offense has a long way to go to try to put points on the board.
The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down. You're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Here we go.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken at the 23. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up into half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out if that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12. Now Jameis on 2nd down. And that's off the mark, incomplete. Pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
On third down, Winston. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on third down. And he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a first down.
Broke the one tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now Roethlisberger on first down. Bryant with a catch right side. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. They get 31 yards that time. And it's good enough for a Pittsburgh first down. First down, it's Roethlisberger. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Hey, while we have a second, let's give that interesting stat that our crew dug up for 4-3 versus 3-4 teams. 48% of teams that start out 4-3 make the playoffs. Just 17% of 3-4 squads.
That's almost daunting, isn't it? But let's take a quick look at it with the teams that are 4-3 and 3-4. So if you're 4-3, some teams that I'm really keeping an eye on towards making a playoff drive, Pittsburgh. When they get Big Ben back, look out. They're extremely dangerous. And another one may surprise you, the Detroit Lions. They've won their last three in exciting fashion, and Matt Stafford's playing really, really well. At the 3-4 teams, San Diego, they were so snake bit early. Now they've won 2 in a row. Keep a strong eye out for them. And last but not least, Cincinnati. They know how to win. It's time for them to crank things up.
Second down, sacked by the defense. What type of pressure will they bring here on third? We'll see. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Now Ben on third and long. He sets to fire deep. This is caught inside the 15. It's a big play. Roethlisberger to Brown. 53 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get them.
Now Ben hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. And they still need 8 yards for the first here on second down. Second down, Winston. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
The good signal calls would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
So a second down incompletion now brings up third down. Winston now. Open man, it's Stacker. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
Watch left, watch left. Tight end to the left.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. A gain of 3, second down.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Here we go with 2nd and 7. Now a second down throw for Winston. Goes underneath to Martin. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
One receiver left, 3 to the right. First down, Winston. It's brought in by Adam Humphries. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Winston with a give to Martin. Room here to run. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Doug Martin, 43 yards. And the Bucs are just an extra point away from grabbing the lead now. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
This will be taken in at the 1. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Steelers' offense now, they head back onto the field. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that, because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Surveying the field. It's caught at the 10. Back now in Pittsburgh. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the 4th. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They come up in an offset eye. Now Bell. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. And that gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
2nd and goal from the 5. They'll try again with Bell. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Now it looks like they might be expecting a pass, an extra DB in on 3rd and goal.
That's how the game has changed. Now we think pass first, even in goal line situations.
Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay. So a costly penalty and now a tougher 3rd down situation. On 3rd and goal, Roethlisberger. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Ladarius Green from 10 yards out. And the Steelers have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Roethlisberger looking to throw. And it is incomplete, so they can't convert for 2. And now the lead stays at 5. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the off? He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And he's brought down. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was trying to find Ladarius Green there as tight end, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
They come out here in the eye. Roethlisberger with a give to Bell. And a short gain here down to the 22. Give him 3 on the play, and just like that, it's 3rd down. And in this situation with a lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
2.
On third down, Roethlisberger. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. William Golston able to drop him for a loss of 12, and it'll be fourth down. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that'll push the lead up to 8. So, Charles, I think from a defensive perspective, you have to look at that field goal there and consider it a win.
You were able to keep them within a touchdown, so no question about it. That was the kind of stand that keeps you in ball games.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And last time, one play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
And he's got his man on the out route. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Winston. Stocker's got it, complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
And some options here for the offense on 2nd and 2. And off comes to Martin. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a 1st down. They ran it and picked it up.
Fresh set of downs here. One man on the backfield, that's Martin. He's going to get the football. And this carry not as productive. He swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Now Jameis on 2nd down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, that plays a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect in ours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks, all those things, hoping to increase that throughout the game. And here we are in the 4th quarter, and they got a big one.
And such a close game, a very big one. On 3rd down, Winston. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off William Gay. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6, and that's caught inside the 35. That one goes for 24 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. Oh, it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's second down.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
Roethlisberger going to throw it. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Losing 2 yards. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And Boswell's kick is good. And that will bump the lead up to 11. So barring something extraordinary, something crazy here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Brandon, this will be a great win for him. The better team's going to win this game, no question about it.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I'm here, my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They start the drive with Martin. And he powers his way up past the 30. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
On second down, Martin. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. They'll run it. Here's Martin. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
One man on the backfield. That's Martin. Jameis and Winston lost the football. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. 2 timeouts remaining defensively, but that shouldn't make much difference right here.
It really shouldn't, but a lot of coaches look at it similar to baseball with the intentional walk.
Always bringing in other sports.
Always, hey, listen, think about the intentional walk, right? What if one gets past the catcher? What if he uncorks a wild one and now you still have an opportunity? That's why they like to use them all the way through.
All right, Charles, so you win the game. Not only do you get the W in the left-hand column, you get some momentum for the coming week.
Now when you go into the week and you're telling the guys what mistakes have to be corrected, what we have to do to win going forward, you have their full attention. They're excited, they're happy, and they know if they can build that momentum, they can ultimately achieve all their goals.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from Heinz Field.